Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, one. I'm back with another beautiful topic, and this is much needed. Okay, as you see the topic talking about Puerto Rico, right? I'm half Puerto Rican. This is facts. 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 But before we get into this topic, right? Before we get into this topic, you know how we do on our channel. We love to listen to some great jazz music. And our channel do not promote violence. We do not promote any negativity. We just here to uplift the people. And I'm giving you knowledge, wisdom, understanding through my spiritual eye, right? My heart and my soul with my experience, right? Keep your eyes open and your head on the swivel. You're going to see a lot of weird things that's going on that's going to make you go, look around. Okay. I want to put my input on a lot of rhetoric that's going on about Puerto Rico, how Puerto Rico and Boricuas have not played a part in contributing and helping out over here in the so-called America. So I'm going to break it down from my point of view. I'm not going to give you a whole bunch of history. You can do your own research as I speak with you. I may give a little bit of history, okay, about Puerto Rico and about certain things that needs to be talked about in Puerto Rico. I'm giving it from my point of view, right? But not his story, right? But our story and how everything began in Puerto Rico, right? The Taino Indians, right? And we all know what was called Puerto Rico before it was called Puerto Rico, right? Right? So, with further ado, let's get into some jazz music, okay? We definitely going to get into that. I'm talking, I want to put rest all this garbage that's going on about Puerto Rico, and because this needs to stop, and this is what we talking about. The Knicks won again. That was an amazing game. The Knicks is doing their thing. This is why I got this on. I'm a big Knicks fan. Okay, let's get into this topic. Without further ado, I'm Austin Flo, and please like, comment, share, subscribe to the dopest channel on YouTube. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This been running up. You've been running my channel up. You've been sharing, liking, subscribing to my channel. It is growing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I would like to begin to talk about um, Puerto Rico and how Puerto Rico played a major part in so-called America, right? How it played a major part. First of all, we know before it was called Puerto Rico, it was called Beninque, all right? With the Taino Indians, with the natives of the land, right? Before it was called Puerto Rico, and before the people from Spain, Spanish individuals came to Puerto Rico, right? The natives of the land, we used to trade with one another, okay? We used to trade with one another, boats, food, seasoning, anything, gold. We used to trade with one another before all this nonsense been going on about Puerto Rico and about America, right? And how we know that this land over here is ours. The whole earth is ours. All right. Individuals that's melanin people. Okay. Now, before Puerto Rico gained their independence, right, back in the 1800s and stuff like that, right? We used to trade with one another. The natives of American and the natives of Puerto Rico. We used to trade. We used to talk. We used to marry our queens, right? We used to marry our queens, have babies, have children, build tribes together, build civilizations together. This is facts. It is facts. Before these individuals came over there, right? And contrary to what his history say and what these individuals say, that we were slaves. We was never slaves. We was never slaves. We was not slave. We welcomed your individuals over there in Puerto Rico. Exchange with you. You backdoored us. You backdoored us. So when the fighting and everything went on and there was an uproar in Puerto Rico and we chased you off and gained independence, before that, we was together, black and brown, black and brown. This is in historical facts, okay? Now, these individuals wrote the story based on their intellect, based on how they said that they discovered these lands. How can you discover something when there was natives of the land already there? You can't discover anything. The natives was already there. Puerto Ricans, all right, Boricuas had played a major role in establishing, right, and fighting wars in America. They have sacrificed, they have died, right, in the Civil War, World War One, World War Two. Yes, this is facts. This is facts. Okay, there's a difference between Puerto Ricans, Boricuas that live in Puerto Rico, and the Boricuas that is from the United States of America. It's a big difference. It's a big difference. Okay, and now, mind you, in Puerto Rico, right, the culture before there was reggaeton, there was a large culture. People still stay with the culture, all right? Still stay with the culture of Puerto Rico, right? Whether it was playing the bongos, whether it's playing all these instruments, it still had that rich history. You understand where I'm coming from? The rich history. We exchange information. We exchange what? Goods. Gold. All right. We was not no slaves. I mean, brought over there working sugar cane, working them, and in the mines and all the other stuff because the hot sun. It's bullcrap. It is lies. It is lies. We was backdoor. We was backdoor by these individuals, by these Spaniards. We was backdoor. It was backdoor. We have always traded with one another. Okay? This is why in our neighborhoods, we live amongst each other. We are together. So for individuals that get on the internet, and get on these platforms and talk about Boricuas and talk about Puerto Rico are wrong. To disrespect and downplay what the ancestors have brought forth. You are wrong. We always work together. We always work as one. Always. Before these individuals came into existence, came into our native land, right, and put this sick, demonic, evil stuff of slavery, of bondage, of light skin against dark skin and light. Before all that, we traded with one another, and we marry each other, tribe and civilization. This is fact. Of course, we know that we are the foundations in America. Okay, Boninque, all right, and the Taino Indians used to travel to America before it was called America. Used to travel and trade. We used to trade before all this nonsense that's going on. Before individuals rewrote history, all right, and call it individual slaves. Nobody was no slave. We was on the land already. We exchange information. We exchange knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and love one another. So, what needs to be said is that the simple fact is that when hip hop started, the Boricuas was there. Yes, they was there. Now, are they the forefathers of hip hop? No, but they contribute. Okay, we was there because I'm half Puerto Rican. I can't sit here and stand that. I could trace all of my lineage back to Puerto Rico. All right, I have ancestors and family that been there since the 1800s. It's a fact. I just did something with my uncle. Actually, my uncle did the research and we bond together. We about to do a documentary about Puerto Rico because we trace our lineage from the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico. Our lineage, yes. Even my great-great-grandfather fought in Puerto Rico. As today, right now, my grandparents got married in Puerto Rico. So I have a rich history, all right, and legacy in Puerto Rico. So I cannot sit here and stand and allow individuals to talk bad about Puerto Ricans, okay, because this is part of my history, part of my legacy. Yes, Puerto Ricans played a major part in hip hop. Now, what you're saying is that did they procreate it? No, but they added into it. We always added into one another. There was no such thing of bickering and arguing. We always support one another. We always supported one another. We went to each other islands. Okay, we are the natives of our land. Okay, dark-skinned Puerto Ricans, my complexion, fought for the independence in Puerto Rico. Fought for the independence in Puerto Rico. This is true facts. This is facts. So I don't want to go into this long history, right? And it's for me to do this long history about Puerto Rico. It's going to be maybe like one or two parts or three parts to Puerto Rico, right? I trace my lineage to the 1800s in Puerto Rico on my father's side, right? On my father's side. My father's side, my family side, right? Okay, is from where? St. Duthlace. Yes, that part of Puerto Rico. That part of Puerto Rico. Boricuas played a major part in hip hop. Yes, they did. So we need to get recognition and recognize. This is facts. This is facts. Like I said, the founder, or this stuff, the founders? No, but we played the part. We played the part from the beginning too. We played the part. How individuals sit up there talk about, well, we just carry crates. No. We was in our B-boy stand, yes. This is facts, man. This is facts. Do your history, do the knowledge, do the understanding. You don't disrespect Puerto Ricans. You don't disrespect Puerto Rico. Because we traded with one another. We was one with one another. Together. We traded with one another. This is facts. Way before the Spanish came. Way before they came. Way before. This is facts. And we're not starting from the 1800s. Okay? This was during the 1500s. This is during the 1400s. This is during the 1300s. Yes. We have always traded with the natives. We've always been natives of this land. We are melanin people. The same. There's no difference. The only thing that makes us different is what is the language. It's the Spanish. Picked up the Spanish. They lost the language. The Indians, the native people lost their dialogue at the time it took on the Spanish. That's the only thing that makes us different. But other than that, we are the same. Melanin people, sun people, children of the sun. I don't mean that the sun birthed us. I'm talking about children of the sun, meaning the melanin. We can take on melanin. We can take on the vitamin D. This is what I'm talking about. Okay? So there's no need to be arguing and fighting on the internet and disrespecting Puerto Ricans. Because contrary to what he say, right? Puerto Ricans have been here also fighting for freedom, right alongside with us, the natives of the land. Okay? Because you have traced Puerto Ricans, all right, the Boricuas over here. They have fought and lived among us. There's no different. It's the same history. But individuals want to cover it up. This is why it's very important to research and do the knowledge. And research and do the knowledge. And stop spreading this false narrative. I'm not trying to start an uproar amongst my people on both sides, because we all need each other. We used to trade with one another. This is facts. Before it was called Puerto Rico, all right, you had the Taino Indians living there. You had Taino Indians living there. I say natives. I don't like to say Indians. I say the natives was living there. It was called Berenque, all right? And you had Americans. We always traded. We always sailed, going back and forth to different islands. The same thing with Virgin Islands. It's the same thing. Nobody was no slaves. You already had people there. You had people there on the island already. Yes. These individuals, they didn't know how to sail. They didn't know how to sail. They didn't know anything about astronomy. They didn't know. They didn't know how to calculate the stars or anything like that. They had to use us. They had to use the system which was already here, the foundation. So I would like to say, stop fighting one another. Stop downing one another. Puerto Rican played the tribute to history. I can't say, they just played a part of history. Our history is all the same history. And I'm just talking about Puerto Ricans. I'm not talking about no other ethnic group. I'm not talking about nobody else. I'm talking about Puerto Ricans. I'm talking about Boricuas, 100% Boricua. I'm 50%. This is facts. I trace my lineage back there. Majority of my comrades, majority of my friends are Puerto Rican. So we're not gonna sit here and down each other and and saying hip hop, yes, hip hop, yes. The founders was what? The natives of American, yes. But Puerto Ricans played the part. We was right there to add on. We always added on. We always been brothers back to back, shoulder to shoulder, fighting for a cause of freedom. This is facts. This is true, man. This is true. So, all this rhetoric about Fat Joe, about, certain things, they even consider themselves the N-word. They say it. I don't have a problem. I mean, I have a problem with that word. You shouldn't say that word, but I understand the method. I understand the madness and the method. I wouldn't say those words. I say it sometimes, but I don't, out of ignorance. Because after you keep listening to it, and then it gets into your subconscious and you blurt it out sometimes. Nah, it's wrong. We are one. There's no difference, man. It's no difference. It's no different. Wherever these individuals land in the native land, they kill and murder and pillage. They took all the gold. They took all the gold. We was there. We was there. We was there in Puerto Rico. We was there. They took all the resources, all the gold from there. Stole it. Backdoored us. We showed them about all the resources. We showed them about the gold. We showed them about anything. We befriended these individuals. These barbaric, twisted, demonic individuals. Yes. So if you have anything to blame, you blame it on those individuals. Don't blame it on each other. We fought alongside each other in every war, even in Puerto Rico, gaining their independence. Yes. We fought over there. We always exchange information, going back and forth to the island, going back and forth to Puerto Rico, going back to St. Thomas, going back to St. Croix, going back to all those islands over there, everywhere around the earth, around the world. This is facts. Similar culture, same culture, same thing. It's no different. Same culture. Same culture, man. So we had to stop this, man. We have to stop this. This been going on over 100-something years about this nonsense. While we fighting each other, they're sneaking up behind our back again. See, you got to keep procreating this false narrative of racism, of violence, and this sick demonic way of life. You have to keep doing it. You have to keep doing it. And then we just keep aiding. It's about unity, man. It's about unity. You can't see that? The Puerto Ricans in the United States suffered the same thing that the natives were suffering. The natives too, they was here. We always exchange information with one another. That was born over here. That was natives. They was here too. I'm not gonna give this whole history channel. I'm not gonna do that. Do your research. Do your research about Puerto Rico, all right? About the Taino Indians. Do your research. And what it's gonna lead you to is that we always exchange and we always fought one another. World War One, World War Two, the Civil War, all the wars. They was right along fighting for freedom. Over here, Puerto Ricans, Boricuas, right alongside with us fighting for freedom. They could have said, I ain't. I'm keeping real with you. They could have said, man, I ain't going for that. I'm going back over. I'm going back home. I don't have to fight no more. But no, they stood here and fought with us and fought. That's the real story. That's the real story. That's the real story that I know. That I know. That's our story that fought together. That fighting over and bickering, arguing, yo, who created hip hop? Who procreated hip hop? Who did this? Who did that? We understand, know that. We just want to get recognized, saying that we was there and we contribute. We contribute to the war. All right, World War One. We contribute to World War Two. We contribute to the Civil War. All the wars that was fought over here for freedom of the people. My grandfather fought in World War II. Straight Boricua. Straight Boricua. Dark-skinned Boricua. Negro. Dark-skinned Boricua. Came over here in the late 1900s. All right? The late 1900s. From Puerto Rico. My grandfather. It settled in Spanish Harlem. It settled in Spanish Harlem. El Barrio, yes. 116th. My grandfather and his brother came from Puerto Rico. Born in St. Thomas and raised in Puerto Rico. Went to school in Puerto Rico. All he knew was Spanish. We already had ancestors already in Puerto Rico over there. We already had ancestors. My great-grandfather used to travel back and forth to Puerto Rico. From St. Thomas to Puerto Rico, from Puerto Rico to St. Thomas. He had a boat. Back then, you was the man if you had a boat. Because we had ancestors in Puerto Rico. Our ancestors was over there. Bloodline was over there. My great-grandfather right now is in the museum in Puerto Rico. We always been together way before it was called Puerto Rico, but way before, right? In the 1300s, the 1200s, the 1400s, we was always together. This stuff came about because the man got involved with us and we lost our way. We lost our history. We lost the spirit of one another. Pointing the finger at one another. We didn't look at each other, well, he's Puerto Rican. No, we looked at it, we are the same people. We are the native of the land. We fighting together for freedom. The land that's stolen. Yes. The Puerto Rican could have said, yo, I'm going back. Puerto Rico. I got family back home. I'm not fighting no World War One, World War II. I'm not fighting no Civil War. I'm going back home. I'm free over there. I don't have to worry about none of that. They could have. But they stood here and fought right along with us. So now you take that to the bank. Stop spreading hatred. Stop doing it. And that goes for both sides, Puerto Ricans and blacks. Stop spreading hatred amongst each other. Stop doing it. Stop it. The history entwines. It entwines. Only these individuals try to separate us. So I definitely would like to say I love all my Boricuas and I love all my black people. We are both the same. There's no difference. I don't see that. My heart don't see that. Okay? My heart don't see that. So I would like to end this with I love you. And to all our ancestors that fought for survival of us, because all our ancestors, they'd have been like, what's going on with y'all? I would like to give thanks to everyone that likes, comment, share, subscribe to my channel. My channel is growing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your love. Please share this video. Please make this video go viral amongst the internet. I don't have big channel like everybody else, but I'm climbing, I'm fighting to get up there because we need to set the record straight and stop breeding and spreading hatred and murder, death, kill amongst us. Peace, y'all. Peace. Peace.